Okay. Just checking here. Oops. Okay, sound but no visuals. Hang on just a second. Oh, got some serious problems here. Something is going very wrong, obviously. Okay, that's better. Right, if I... Apologies to anyone who's watching, but is witnessing my usual technical difficulties. I'm just trying to get the feed up, which is going predictably about as well as it normally does for me. Go in here. Oh, that'll be why. Save that. And if I close that, okay. So we've got that working. We can see now. There is light. But I am just going to restart the game because right now I've got a weird border around the edge of my screen, which I don't really want. Because last time that happened, it came up with there was some funky artifacting or something that was coming up. I really loved that. Okay, so it's been a while since I played Silent Hill 3. This is part of an ongoing playthrough. It's meant to be. It's been a while. So the last thing that we did was we made our way through the hospital. So we're over halfway done through this sort of playthrough / analysis sort of thing that we're doing. And now we're in the fairground, and we're playing on hard normal difficulty. So the gameplay is pretty tricky. I hadn't actually played through this one on hard before, so maybe I'm going to dig myself into a corner. I'm not sure. But I mean, we'll get to that when we get to it. So just one more check that we've got is our footage not? No, our footage is working. Very good. Okay. There was a split second of nothing, and I was like, oh no, not again. Okay. So I will be streaming probably for about an hour and 15, 20 minutes today. Just try and get myself refreshed with where I'm up to and the PC controls. I'm playing this on keyboard, so maybe that wasn't a good decision. I think I've had some poor performances in some of the fights before, but we're gonna see. So shift is sprint. It's probably good to check what I have. I seem to remember it wasn't very much. I sort of scraped through Leonard's fight with barely anything left to my name. Yeah, so 3 submachine gun bullets. That'll really come in handy. Taser. So I got the katana. That's really important. The katana's about the only melee weapon that matters at this point. What we need now is okay, so we got not some great health, but we'll see what happens. Might be subject to a few more untimely deaths in here. Broken lock. Yep, this game is just as loud and spooky as I remember. 2 first aid kits. It's going to come in handy. Rabbit, stuffed animal here. So there's Robbie, the rabbit, I think his name is. Or Ampule. Okay, so yeah, there are a few things in here, so I'm glad I remembered to come in here. And there is something there's something puzzle-wise, there's something important in here. Row of shirts, don't need anything here. Handgun bullets, thank goodness. So, We're all reloaded with those. Okay, what we really need is some more shotgun shells. So I'm going to try and avoid any fighting in this current section. It would be great if I didn't have to waste any bullets, because it's so few left right now, and there's still some more boss fights coming up in this game. So lots of different things, but there's nothing I really need. Okay. Now there is something in here, isn't there? Yes. I think that's it triggering. Down here, right? If I flip the camera. Yeah. Oh no, there's a save. Oh yeah, there's a save thing, but then also in here, we've got the roller coaster key, which we need. So if we miss that, we'd have to run all the way back here. Which we don't really want to do. Okay. So I do really like the, I'm hoping the sound is loud enough so that you can hear a bit of the ambience that's going on in here. But there is some spectacular sound design just to make you feel like there's almost like a really slow alarm or something going on, like an air raid siren. And it's giving it this feeling of intense sort of something obviously bad is happening. So it's the Silent Hill siren basically going on, but also the sort of mixed with the howling of the wind, and it creates this really interesting and quite haunting soundscape. And so many horror games, the soundscape is so important. Oops, sorry, Heather. They're just trying to avoid the pendulums, because they're not even worth fighting. Just keep running. We want to go in here, use the key. Okay. So there's a body on the wall there, sort of a callback to the first Silent Hill, feels like. Power switch on the side. So we don't want to have the roller coaster on, because if you remember from the very, very start of the game, Heather has a dream where she walks along the roller coaster and you get run over, basically. So the start of the prologue of the game puts you into the section filled with enemies, with all your weapons, and it's quite an effective little tutorial. In that way, you sort of get to experiment a bit. And the one thing you also don't want to do is fall off this roller coaster, because she can fall off and she can die. So let's just take it nice and easy, Nice casual walk. And talking about the soundscape, it is really interesting how the sound, you'll go from moments of just intense, like you can't hear anything, basically, because the sound is so loud. There's just sort of industrial mechanical things. It's like being on the factory floor of this horrible warehouse, and your senses are just completely overwhelmed, and that's part of the horror. You're not really sure what to do. You're not sure where you're going. You're being stressed out by this inundation of noise, and then you have moments like this where it's just sort of crystal clarity, crystal silence, and those two. And sometimes, of course, there's a little middle ground where Yamoka will play something smaller, or play some of his trip hop or something, and sort of mellow you out almost. And that's why Silent Hill is still really so interesting, because they did have such good sound design, and sound is really so important. Maybe I forgot something here. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I was worried I did. I think I did that the first time I played this game. It was terrible. And so here's some of Yamoka's music, which is beautiful.
And you performed serviceably. What is it now?
You lied to me about Heather, lady. I don't like being used.
Lie? What lie?
That Heather was
But it's true. She was originally one of us. That man, Harry Mason, stole her away and kept her hidden from us.
Yeah, but she says she was happy.
She was brainwashed by him, deceived, because her true self had not yet awoken. She carries God within her. But when a lesser Mother of God truly awakens,
Yeah? What's gonna happen?
she will usher in the eternal paradise.
What kind of place is that?
A place with no pain, no hunger, no sickness, no old age. There will be no greed or war, and all will live by God's grace alone.
Sounds very childlike.
This, no that, no nothing. A paradise? For castrated sheep, maybe. Sounds pretty boring.
I pity you. You still don't understand. You're going to kill me? Is it really so easy for you?
I've done it before.
Then I truly do pity you.
Facial animation in this game is still remarkable for a game that released almost 20 years ago. Fantastic looking still. But yes, Claudia's presentation is, I guess, quite interesting. She speaks in this in a very, she's obviously an intense zealot, but there was something quite childlike about the way she was talking then. A lot of innocence somehow in someone who's trying to induce basically what is the end of the world. Okay, so now we're down here. Um, this is so as we've gotten further and further into the game, my memory of it has become patchier and patchier, and so we're sort of in the bit of the game now where I've forgotten a bit of not what comes next, because I know what comes next is probably one of my favorite bits of the game, but of what I have to do, like puzzle wise. So last time I played, which was like over a month ago, I floundered around and horribly on this puzzle. I ashamed myself. I brought dishonor as I floundered around and tried to figure out this puzzle. But so here we are at the haunted mansion, which many people, quite rightfully too, will point out as being one of the most effective bits in Silent Hill 3, because it's the framing is really really good. You're going to see a bit more in a minute, but the way this section works horror wise basically is that the framing is of you are going through one of these terrible ghost train haunted house type things, um, and if you've ever been in one of those, the chances are you've probably been in a not very good one, very cheap, that sort of thing. And so you'll get this sort of, I guess, like hammer horror, like very very cheesy, very cliched commentator. But then there's going to be some really dissonant things that happen and some dissonant things that he says, and the presentation clashes with the actual content. And that's basically what Silent Hill as a franchise is sort of about, in terms of the visual style of the horror, especially, is all about um, that sort of juxtaposition between this is an everyday room, but it is made up of like flesh and bloody wire and all that sort of thing. It's the trappings of modern day society, but dressed up in a really uncanny way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're just going to experience it.
Welcome to the Borley Haunted Mansion.
He's got a very good voice, this
We're
guy.
so glad you came.
Oh, thanks.
Please come inside and look around. When you feel you're ready, then go through the door.
It feels as well, this room in particular, being that it's uniform, but very empty. It feels very much like a dream room or something straight out of a cliched nightmare sequence. The 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 generic waiting room, I guess you'd say. That's exactly what this is.
Help! Help! Do you hear those voices? A
Yes.
family of 4 was sliced into bloody pieces in this room. Ah, the cries of the children. The murderer was caught. Do you know why he said he killed his family? Because I felt I had to!
The pathos.
Anyway, I'm lying. It's
You see the
all
camera
just a
has shifted.
joke. I wanted to scare you, that's all. The truth is, only one person died. By suicide.
So the obviously that was quite effective and a little bit cool. He's like, oh, it's not real, except it is real. There's one real bit to it, probably the most disturbing bit of it all. But also you notice the way that the camera was shifting and changing around me just to highlight certain objects and where I should be, emphasize where I should be looking. Very Ghost Train, very sort of very curated horror experience, which a lot of the time, especially in video games, can cheapen it, and that's what's going to make some further stuff a bit scarier. Because you've been through that room, and now you sort of look at this, and you're like, oh, I'm going to go over there. Something creepy is going to happen. So it's all set up very well. Again, the sound, it wouldn't be anywhere near as effective without that unearthly creaking.
That's Danny. A quiet young man, but quite friendly as you can see. He was so eager to meet you. His hometown is New Orleans, but he came here after first losing his way. Oh, maybe you might know. Where is the path to heaven?
So I do also like the way the camera cuts, and it gives you just a split second, and then it plays this really fake scare, exactly the kind that you'd find in a haunted, in one of those sort of fake haunted mansions or a carnival ghost train or something. But at the same time, it's juxtaposing that with it's a real dead body, he wasn't lying. I don't think they meant for this to be part of their attractions. Who would have done this? So, and then as well, you're sort of like, well, if the announcer's not pre-recorded, then, did the announcer do this? And it's just a doll, this. Is Danny the doll? Or is Danny that hanging thing? Oh, well, whatever. No biggie. That's Danny. So, can we save it here? No, we can't. Okay. So there's a bit up ahead.
This mansion is quite old, so please watch your step. Sometimes the floor suddenly gives way.
So I like
and
this.
beneath the floor, there's nothing.
Okay, so what I need to do is so since we're playing on hard, I did a little bit of research. I'm going to need to duck as the ceiling comes down.
I'm so sorry. This place is just falling apart. The mechanism is broken, you see. It wasn't supposed to stop there, I assure you.
Maybe my favorite line in this game. It wasn't supposed to stop there. Very effective. Okay. Still can't save here. That's okay.
There's the exit. I hope you enjoyed your tour. Please come back anytime. Or if you'd prefer, we could come and visit you instead.
And as usual, what I really like about Silent Hill games
Supposed to be the exit,
is that
but
some
it
weird,
seems
funky
no
stuff
one
happens.
wants you to leave. Everyone really likes you. They want you to stay with them forever. I have to agree with them. Don't be afraid.
Okay. And we have to do it again. I don't know if I'll be able to do it this time. I'm not that good. So you know, this is just an upside down version of the corridor we just went through. Ah, it got me at the last corner. So you'll see that, yeah, the light just catches up to you and kills you. And it's never explained. None of that is ever really explained. The announcer never comes back. But I did really like his... Yeah, those final lines are very good.
Poorly haunted mansion.
Okay, so we'll have to...
Help!
I can't remember if we have to sit through this again. We might have to. No, we can just go straight through. That's good. No, we can't. We have to see Danny.
That's Danny. A quiet young man.
sorry,
This mansion
sorry, Danny.
is
No
quite
time.
old, so please watch your step. Sometimes the floor. I'm so sorry. This place is just falling apart. The mechanism is broken, you see. It wasn't supposed to stop there, I assure you. There's the exit.
Okay, yep, there's the exits.
That was supposed to be the exit, but it seems that no one wants you to leave. Everyone really likes you. They want
And
you to
dead.
stay with them forever. I have to agree with them. Don't be afraid.
Okay, still alive. We're gonna do it again. Faster, faster, faster. Okay, made it. Into yet another terrible place. Filled with monsters. Okay. So we're doing alright. So we made it through Borley. So Borley's really good. I'd like to talk about it a bit more in a video or something. Okay. Oh crap. So yeah, when there's enemies nearby, the sound design ramps up to discombobulate you even further, to make, as well as to, I guess, artificially inflate the number of enemies you think there are. Like, even if there's one enemy still, it'll still be, you know, these horrible, clanging, really harsh noises. It was packed that day. Okay, so we've sort of heart of the fairground sort of business. Okay. Gonna use that. I'm gonna see if I can find another health drink in here. Would be nice. Must be some other stuff. Life and musical, nothing interesting. And we got another sort of, what I also like, yeah, the puzzles in Silent Hill, also very dreamlike. I got a red shoe. So what on earth do I need a red shoe for? I don't know, but I'm sure it's important. Nothing interesting about it. Popcorn wagon. I think she was saying that the popcorn would be good if she was hungry. Couldn't imagine why you wouldn't be hungry in this environment though. It's just really just makes your stomach rumble. It's about Huey the horse, one of the park's mascots. That's a lot of information I don't really need right now, but I need to fill out the wiki on Huey the horse. What is this? Kathy the kitty. So it's interesting as well how the designers obviously preferred Robbie the rabbit instead of Dawn the duck. all these sorts of things. It feels, if this was Five Nights at Freddy's, you'd have all of these characters having the spotlight, and then all be given these long backstories and all that kind of thing. It'll all be very self-indulgent. But what I like about Silent Hill is that, especially in these early games, there's not much self-indulgent about it. I mean, they tell the story using what feels like comparatively very little, like exposition or unnecessary detail, and that's something I think I'll always respect about a story, if it can do that kind of thing. Just let it catch your breath, because it's an underrated skill, to tell a story without jamming it full of other information, Through here. Okay. So we need to do this puzzle with... Could it be rusted? I'm not strong enough to budget no matter how much I pull, but there must be a way. Okay. So we'll have to drink that, I'm afraid. That'll put us to full health. Is this chain? Okay, no, we can't use the chain here to start with. We have to hook it to something else first, I guess. And lo and behold... So this column here, wouldn't that work? Not so subtle hint. Do something with the other half though. This is... I wonder if you could consider this the last Silent Hill game with what feels like a really good volume of classic survival horror puzzles. I guess. Okay. I guess to some degree it is, but Silent Hill 4 had a few, but not as many as this kind of item hunt stuff. But I mean, by this time, consumers were a bit sort of like, well, it's a bit outdated, isn't it? But I always quite liked them. They added a little bit of some cerebral gymnastics to a game that needs to challenge you on that front, I think. Survival horror should challenge you, not just skill-wise, not just emotionally, but intellectually as well. Because you're already confronting the player. Why not try and come up with a clever puzzle or two just to freak them out? I guess it's tricky to come up with good ones for pacing, pacing purposes. If you come up with one that's too hard, people will stop playing. It was nice and effective. Save it again. I know I save it a lot, but just not lose too much progress here, Just I don't want to have to replay busy work that would mean people have to rewatch it later. The VODs and stuff.
You're late.
Are you hurt?
I can't move my right leg. I think it's broken.
I'll call an ambulance.
What? I don't think one will come. Don't worry. I'm used to it.
You old fool! Getting yourself hurt like that?
Sorry.
Why did you have to do that for me? What'll I do if you die?
What'll we do if this god thing gets born?
Come on. How powerful could a god from a dump like this be? I'm sure it'll be no big deal.
But anyway, something's gonna happen.
Who knows? Maybe we'd all be better off if it did.
But if this is how God of Mercy acts, I don't want to see any more of him. That's a pretty good reason to risk my life, you think. Plus, I'm just an old fool, right?
You think you're Superman or something?
You know, I always wanted to be him. Besides,
Yeah.
I want to help you out.
You don't have to feel responsible. I know it's not your fault.
You remind me of my son.
You said nobody was going to cry for you.
Dead people don't cry. Stupid kid got himself shot robbing a bank.
But why?
Maybe because his pop was a penniless good-for-nothing. Who knows? Anyway, now I guess I'll never find out. Sorry. I shouldn't have said you reminded me of a guy like you.
Well, maybe if you had compared me to your daughter. Listen, I'll take care of the rest. You stay here and I'll be back when it's over.
You'll be okay by yourself.
Hey, no problem. Besides, my dad's not around anymore, so only I can do this. What are you doing?
Maybe killing you here is the only way to end this nightmare.
Yeah, you might be right.
In a meta sense, that's certainly true. Can we talk to him?
What is it?
I just came by to make sure you were still alive.
I don't think I ever talked to him.
Sorry. I'd come with you if I wasn't hurt.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the problem with older guys, huh? I'll handle things. You just rest. Don't die on me, okay?
Cool that there's an extra little cutscene, but you can see very obviously in the conversation, but also in the song that was playing, is that they are obviously both hurting for figures in their lives. So Heather's hurting for a parental, fatherly figure because Harry sadly was killed by Claudia, and Douglas is hurting for a child. And that whole "I want love," it's all very on the nose, but its earnestness is honestly what sells it to me. I'm a big fan of games that aren't, or just of media in general, that even if, like, I guess almost in a contradictory fashion, I like games with a lot of subtext, but also stuff that you can read very earnestly on the surface level. That shows that they aren't afraid to engage with emotions, at least more complex, no matter how complex they are. Actually, those emotions. Okay, doll hit. Here it sort of seems to fit. Still makes me feel creepy though. Someone picking into my brain. Okay. Fortune teller's place. Silver cup on a candlestick. Don't need to worry about that. He needs 21 sacraments right now. Okay. Claudia. Searching for the infant Alyssa Gillespie kidnapped by a man named Harry Mason. So this is Douglas's book, we assume. No word from police. Kidnap location unknown. Old Silent Hill newspaper article. Alyssa Gillespie dead in fire. Links to current case, question mark to be investigated. Priority low. If only it had been priority high. Using alias Heather. Neighbours do not know real name. What is she hiding? And now, is there more information we can get from the notebook or not? No. I know. Damn. Sorry, I have to run back through that. So yeah, it's always worth interacting with a couple of things. Pretty low. According to records, 24 years old. Client says looks 17. Plausible. Lived in Portland till 12 years ago. Got wrapped up in a murder case. Harry shot suspect. Justifiable self-defense and no punishment. Moved away immediately after. Started to use alias. Apparently no connection with the criminal. Just some occult freak. Slightly off from way back. Originally from Silent Hill. So yeah, so they lived in Portland for a little while. And then they came after them there. And Harry had to shoot and kill someone who was after them. And then, of course, they had to ditch. To leave that place behind. Okay. So you got here some somewhat creepy statuettes. It's a Snow White doll. It's a Cinderella doll, so to the Cinderella doll we give red shoe. And do we give the head to Snow White? Photos on the ground. What's this? Yes. So you can see in the top left picture, in the bottom left of the top left picture, there's a red shoe or a shoe outline, and Snow White is holding the thing, but something's wrong. Okay. So it's like half solved. So we need to solve it to get this, like to get these doors open. Okay. Well, it doesn't. Heather doesn't want to take it back, so we've done that right. You can see now, for anyone watching, is that I'm really, I'm starting to get really into the patchy area. Red shoe at her feet. That's what we need. So we can't. No knob and no handle. Okay. I apologize as well for my voice being a bit of a monotone, bit of a sore throat, but I had some free time and figured, hey, look, this has been sitting on the back burner for a long time. It's sort of starting to bug me that I haven't continued nor finished it. So I'm really glad I've had some time now to go back and do some stuff, but I won't get it finished today, certainly, but I'm getting there. Okay, so there is, so obviously something I'm missing, so let's have a look at the pictures again. It's definitely the right doll in there. Cinderella on the left, Snow White on the right. Something's wrong. It'll be something terribly obvious. What, do I have anything else in my inventory? Examine. Okay. So we're gonna need that later, aren't we? Talisman. Do not equip the perfume. I made that mistake one playthrough already. Alright. What am I missing then? Something painfully obvious, I'm sure, to those of you who are watching. My cold-addled brain is refusing to accept what to do. Okay, I'm just gonna have another little check inside here, right? I don't think there's anything else in here, but who knows? So yeah, there's just the silver cup and the candlestick. We can't get around here. That's just a save point. Yeah, no, we got everything out of here. She doesn't want to look at anything else. Just have a brief look back in here. Douglas is just chilling. I like that, how the teacup ride is just going. Very creepy. I don't know why, there's some instinctual reaction, like a lot of people will play, there's a dead body inside this box thing, there's nothing interesting here. She's seen enough dead bodies. No one cares anymore. But there's something interesting, very instinctual in a lot of people about children's laughter. And I've always wondered if that's been a cause of, because children's laughter is supposed to be this terribly wholesome thing, you know? But for a lot of people it's ruined, and I wonder if it's always been ruined, like if they would have always hated children's laughter due to like a general paranoia or something, or whether it's because of horror texts that children's laughter has, by itself, has come to be seen as creepy, you know? This is some very good ambience in this area. But there's nothing else here. Like, I can't go on the teacup ride. Can I? It's like Douglas wondering what the... Yeah, don't have time for fun and games. Doesn't look like there's anything useful in there anyway. I don't know, you could put Douglas on there. He couldn't escape because he's got a broken leg. Just go round and round and round. The true horror. Okay, so... anything else here? I couldn't see a way out of there either, so like... I don't know if there's any... Well, there must be backtracking to do. Snow White doll head in her hand. Okay. Don't have a map. Yeah, of course. Okay. So yeah, we're see, we're almost at the end of the amusement park. Yeah, what gives? I put this Cinderella. They're both here. Something's wrong. And oh, how terribly anticlimactic and silly. I thought a train car would come by, but no. I was expecting something more dramatic than what actually happened, but that's okay. Dragging the Gaza treasure chests. Just a prop and not scary at all. No. That dragon's trying very hard. Just run, run, run. Okay. Is this where I want to be? Yes. 100% save. Okay, so I wasted about 10 minutes not trying a door. That should have been what I tried first, right? But no. So yeah, this is the sign of a. This is the area of a boss fight. Okay, so what do I actually have? I'm still really not happy with what I have left. I mean, we'll see. My main issue, to be honest, is that yeah, I'm playing the PC version with the keyboard, so you might end up with a bad time. I don't know. Let's see. I like that framing. Memo pinned to the horse's side. 13 turns count 4. You will die from their curse. If you wish to say there's but one way out. Okay, so we have to see all these dancing horses? You can hear them. It's pretty evil. And so it stopped moving, indicating that it's died. And there's blood emerges from all of them, which is very disturbing. I'm hoping... Oh my goodness. Hoping this is fast enough. Did that not kill it? Are you serious? No, it did. Okay. Got that one real quick. And this is another thing that's never explained. It's just creepy. Quite disturbing. Because, place of childhood innocence, and you're basically killing anthropomorphized versions of every... it's a very gendered thing, isn't it? Little girls like riding horses, and Heather is basically going around and killing all of these personifications of that happy childhood time. So this represents several things, both sort of a death to childhood, and I guess might say something about specifically Heather's femininity, I guess, or at least puberty. That's a running theme through this. Heather's fear of sex, basically, to put it bluntly. Okay, did I get them all? Yeah. Wait, what? Oh no, I did do it right. Okay, I was worried there. Okay, so goodness knows how easily I'm going to be able to do this. Probably won't be good. Prayer. That's what the song's called, isn't it? It sounds primal. It's a very evil sounding song. And no wonder. So I have enough healing items. The question is... And you see now as well that all the other horses have turned to stone. Okay, that's phase 1. So now she's gonna get a new weapon. Pistol. I think, yeah, pistol. Oh. Ah. What I'd love to do is beat this just using the katana. But if I can't do that, that's okay. Help if I could actually time these, alright? Come back here. So it's terribly exciting. I apologize for anyone who's like, oh, yeah, this is, yeah, perhaps hard wasn't the best idea, other than as a personal flex to myself. It hasn't made for a good combination with the analysis, in terms of, there's only so much I can say on the fly about these sorts of events, before it's just me focusing over the gameplay, and me getting killed over the gameplay. Okay, so we'll have one more go. I can feel my voice starting to be like, why do you still persist? Right, we'll keep going. There'll be some tips and stuff I can look up as well, I'm sure, because I'm very rusty. Ah. I mean, we'll try see what happens. If I pull, well, first my bulletproof vest is probably a good idea, because there's not much running away I need to do. And we'll see, What a waste. Okay, so you can see 2 shotgun blasts actually take her through a phase. Just hitting them, it's tricky. As you can see. Okay. No, I don't want to turn on sticky keys. Me mashing shift to block. I have to rebind that. here. Doesn't have a heck of a lot of health, but yeah, can dish out the damage, really, can't she? We'll see what happens. Okay, I've used up all of my ammo. I'll try a stun gun. Not terribly effective. Is that the last phase? No, of course not. There's one more. And it's the submachine gun phase, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe we won't make it through. Yeah, okay. All my healing supplies, all my ammo gone in this fight. If I even win, that is. Ay, ay, ay. Crap. So, I mean, I think actually I could beat that fight. It'd be better for myself to die. After all, it's nothing to be afraid of. That child, that demon, when I think of the endless pain it will bring when it is birthed, I decided that, instead of the suffering and cruelty I endured in that sick room, that I would like to bestow a more gentle and peaceful death on myself. Why do I resist? I never thought of myself as such a fool. Alessa. This is kind of strange for me to call you that since you are me. But you know what? You and I don't think alike after all. And it's not that I don't remember that sick room either. So yeah, we just fought the memory of Alessa. And she sucked away all of my ammo and all of my health. Healing items. So I legitimately think I could, next time, actually beat her. But yeah, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Um, whether I want to. Yeah, I'll weigh it up for next time. I can feel my voice saying no. That's enough of that. So I'll finish here. But no, thanks to everyone who's watching. Thanks to everyone who's waiting patiently regarding my next character analysis video. That's been a long time coming. I've been a combination of incredibly busy, incredibly sick, and just not in a position to record generally. But I'm hoping very soon I'll be able to get the script recorded. I'll be able to piece everything together and I'll be able to release it. I really like the script that I've written for this one. I think it's good. Done a lot of work on it as usual. But I would also like to, yes, finish Silent Hill 3, finish Pathologic Bachelor on stream, finish Crash Bandicoot 100% on stream. Those are my 3 objectives at the moment. I'll be finishing Silent Hill 3 next. I imagine I'm quite close to the end. Or at least I'll get to the final boss and I'll be able to beat it because I haven't left myself with anything at all. And then I'd like to play through Silent Hill 2. I'd also like to do some blind playthroughs on stream. Resident Evil 0, or just Resident Evil games in general. Play through some of those. The new Amnesia, I haven't played through that. I'd like to play through that and figured it would be a stream-worthy game. And just generally, chip away at other projects. I have many other videos that need to be recorded and released too, but this next one is high priority, and I do apologize to everyone who's been waiting for it patiently. If you have indeed been waiting for it, maybe it's just me, maybe it's something I build up in my head and everyone else is perfectly fine to wait. But no, thank you to everyone who leaves nice comments on my channel and who watches these videos, even if I am sounding sick and tired and that I probably shouldn't have done this, as I've been advised. But no, I had fun. Made it through the Fairground. Next time, probably finish off the whole game. It'll be a good time. No, thank you everyone. Stay safe.